especially in the comment section or through emails or whatever. And so we want to say thank you to Welcome to Squeaky Tree Homestead. Today's video is going to be a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Kind of like our channel. So we've had a channel for about 4 or 5 years, but we just recently got a lot of you guys, a lot of you subscribers, because we never promoted our channel in the past. It was only for family and friends. But something that has been similar all throughout is us just sharing our lives with you. And so that's what you're gonna see today, is us sharing a little bit more with you. And all along the way, we try to teach you something. So if you like that kind of thing where you wanna follow along with us, join our family, peek in on our lives, and learn how to be self-sufficient along the way, please subscribe. We'd love to get to know you more.
What's going on, YouTube fam? Nathaniel here with Squeaky Tree Homestead, and I'm going to start canning some green beans. We've hit that time now where our green beans are just exploding, and we are pressure canning them. So I'm just going to show you what I do. There are definitely different types of ways of doing this, so there's no like really 100% accurate way. I've already talked to a couple people on how they do it, and they do it a little bit different. So, you know, find what works for you, but we're definitely going to pressure can. So first, we have our pressure canner here. This is a 23 quart pressure canner, and so we're going to fill it up with water. Some books say 3 cups of water. The book for this actually says up to 3 inches in the bottom. So we're just going to fill this up with water. Alright, we got this filled with a few inches of water. What I like to do is I'm going to turn this on medium. I'm just going to start letting this heat up. And then right here, this pot right here of water will be the hot water that we pour in the jars when we fill them with green beans. So let's get that going. As you can see here, we already have our green beans. We picked them, and then we've washed them. And you can break them in half if you want, or you can leave them whole, whatever you like the best. And so these are ready to start packing in the jars. You're going to want to clean your jars and sterilize them. You could really just hand wash them with hot water and soap, and then rinse them off really, really well. And so we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to rinse all the jars off, get them all ready, and then we'll be back. So one thing that we like to do, you do not have to do this, it's just a step we like to do. Get out of here, Miss Nosy. But no, we like to, after we wash the jars, we like to get out of here. We put the oven on at its lowest setting, whatever yours is. Ours is 170 degrees. And we're just going to put it in the oven to kind of heat it up, so that when we put the hot water in, it's just kind of things are all at a decent temperature. So we're going to keep washing all the jars and cleaning them, and then we'll just put them in the oven. And then once we get situated, we'll start packing them with green beans.
This is our third time third time pressure canning green beans. The first time we picked them with my daddy, and I'm going to show you some footage of that.
We can go, Mom.
And then he taught us how to pressure can, and I'll show you a little sneak peek of that.
Hurry, will you?
So funny.
You were slow as molasses.
Alright, so all the jars are in the oven. They're kind of just heating up a little bit. We got our green beans. You're going to want 1 teaspoon of salt. You got to make sure that you use actual canning salt, or like Redmond's real salt, something like that, because if you use like iodized salt or anything like that, it can make your water in your jars really, really cloudy. Alright, so we have a funnel to pour the hot water into the jars. We use wide mouth jars. You don't have to use wide mouth jars for green beans, but it just makes it easier for packing and filling. Your biggest issues that you're probably going to run in with is incorrect salt, and then of course sealing jars. So with your lids, you actually technically don't have to put these in hot water and sterilize them. We could just rinse them off really well with hot water. But if you do go to sterilize your lids, you don't want to put them in boiling water because it can mess the lids up. So you only want to put it in just hot water on the stove. But I'm just going to rinse them off with hot water from the sink. And then we're just going to wait for this to heat up and we'll start packing the jars. Alright, we're going to go ahead and start pulling the jars out. Careful because they are going to be warm to the touch. And so we're just going to start filling them up with green beans. Whoops. Now, some people put a tablespoon of vinegar in the pressure canner of water so that your can doesn't turn get like a little white cloud on it from the pressure cooking. And then also I've heard too that you can you take a paper towel with some white vinegar and you wipe the lid to kind of clean it and sterilize it. So there's a lot of different ways of doing this. So we're just going to make sure that it's packed not overly packed. You want to stop right around the rim here. Okay, we're going to add a teaspoon of salt. Salt is not, you're not adding the salt for preserving, it's only for flavor. You can see here that the water is too high. A big key to this is headroom for this. I like using a measuring cup. This is a 1/4 cup, and you can just kind of scoop out some of the water. You don't really want it going past this bottom line here on the lid, on the rim. And you can push down with the cup, which makes it really nice too. Okay. So you can see we have about 1 inch of headroom. Take a paper towel or cloth or something, whatever you want, and we're just going to wipe the rim really well. We just want to make sure that there's no salt or debris on the lid so that we get a good seal. We put this on, ring this. We want it just finger tight. If you over tighten it, you can cause the lid to buckle. And then, boom, we put it in the jar. And we repeat the process.
In the canner.
I mean, yeah, in the canner. Now, some people, you can do put something in the sides to get all the air bubbles out if you want. That is also something you can do. So there's another video. We're actually going to start going over pressure canning meat, and we're going to show how to do that too, which we're kind of excited to do because that'll help kind of open up some room in the freezer. Alright, you can see all the jars are done. This only holds 7 quarts. You can only do 1 layer of it. So this is ready, and of course we've been already heating it up. What we're going to do is go ahead and put this on. Alright, and we're going to turn this on high for our oven. What you're going to look for is steam will start popping out of the vent pipe here. Once you start seeing steam come out, we're going to put the timer on for 10 minutes. After the 10 minutes has gone through and this safety lock has popped, then what we're going to do is we're going to put this weight on like that, and then we're going to watch it get to 11 pounds PSI. And you're going to adjust your temperature to get that. Once it gets to 11 pounds, you're going to turn the timer on for 25 minutes, and you're going to let it stay at 11 PSI for 25 minutes. Then, once it hits the 25-minute mark, you're going to lightly pick it up, move it off the burner, so that and then just let it cool down until this safety lock drops. Once this safety lock drops, then you can remove the weight. And then once you can remove the weight, then you can slowly open this up and pull this out. but be very careful because everything is still extremely hot. And then of course you would have your canning tongs, and you could pull the jars out, put them on a towel on your counter. But what we do is, after it pops and we pull the lid off, we let it sit for like another 10 minutes with the lid off, and then we pull the jars out, just to make sure that if any jar decides to explode, it's exploding in the pot, in your face or arms or hands or whatever. Basically, it's a waiting game now. This typically takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours by the time that you get this heated, the venting, then the PSI, and then the 25-minute countdown for 11 PSI pressure, holding pressure, and then the cool down process. So it's about 2 hours total. So it's always good too to have a pipe cleaner keeping with your thing, and we clean out the vent pipe every time before we use it. It's coming out, so we're gonna go ahead and put our timer on to 10 minutes. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna let that run for 10 minutes before we put the weight on. Well, we want to just first off, as we are waiting for this to heat up, take a moment and just say thank you so much to all of you that watch, all of you that have subscribed, all of you that hit the like button, and all of you that comment. Right? We just want to say that we love you guys so much and thank you. But most importantly, we want to address. Go ahead.
So every time someone subscribes, they're joining our Squeaky Tree family, and we love getting to know you guys, especially in the comment section or through emails or whatever. And so we want to say thank you to future folk who always watches and comments.
Yes.
And we just really appreciate you. So we want you to email our email, which is in the description, and we want to send you a letter.
Yes. We want to send you a thank you letter.
Yeah, we want to send you a thank you letter with like a little something in it, and just show you our appreciation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Love you guys. Okay, the steam is pouring out. We hit the 10-minute mark. And see this little safety lock here? It popped up, right? And what that does is it prevents you from being able to open up the lid when there's pressure in it. So we've hit the 10-minute mark. We're going to add the weight, just like that. And then now we got to watch and wait for this to get up to 10 to 11 PSI. Alright, you can see we're basically right there at 11 PSI. So we're going to go ahead and turn the timer on to 25 minutes. Alright, and then our job for 25 minutes is just to make sure that that needle stays right there on the 11 mark. You know, roughly close to that. It doesn't have to be perfect, so don't be scared if it drops a little bit lower. Just turn the temperature up a little bit. If it gets too hot, then you turn the temperature down some. So just keep an eye on it as you watch it. And then you'll start learning the sweet spot for your stove on the temperature. So the 25 minutes is up, the 11 PSI is done, so we're going to turn the burner off. We're going to turn the burner off, and then we're just going to lightly pick up on the handles, and we're going to just slide it, not really slide it, but kind of just gently move it to the left. And we do not touch it until this safety lock releases. So do not remove the weight, don't do anything, just let it slowly cool down and do what it has to do. Alright, it has finished cooling off, finished cooling off, finished cooling off, finished cooling off. You can see it has gone down, so that means that we can remove the weight, just like that, okay? And we'll push you back a little bit so you can see. So we're just going to slowly open it. Careful, it is still extremely hot. Okay. So you can see all the jars are still good. No green beans or seals popped out and flowed out. So everything's looking really good.
And also be very careful because the whole thing can pop. Right? And
Yep.
all the beans can slap in your face.
All right, we're gonna pull it. I'm gonna pull the jar out just so you can see. There you go.
It's scorched.
And that is the finished product of canned green beans. Now, it's okay if the top is not popped and sealed yet. As it begins to cool down, it will pop and seal. You might even hear it. You can always come later when it's cool enough and press on the top. And if it doesn't give, you'll know that it's sealed. And that is how you press your canned green beans.
All right. My man's just taking me to the new milking station. Hey, Puddin'. Whoa! So she's not scared anymore.
There you go. What do you think?
I like it. So Nathaniel took apart the milking stanchion and built this so that she didn't have to back up and step off of it. He didn't know that we were gonna be able to build a barn. So, ooh, lights, our solar lights. So anyways, then she was afraid to step off the way that we had it in here in the barn because it's kind of on a hill. Anyways, so this is gonna work out a lot better.
This should have been really easy. Guess what?
How many Wickums does it take to milk a cow?
4.
Four plus 5 plus 6. Wait, what? Takes all of us. 7. 7 little Wickums. Whoa, whoa.
Your beard is crazy.
Whoa!
Is that more milk than we've ever got?
Yeah, I think so.
Here, I'll hold it.
Or guess it's 2 gallons.
2
Ooh,
and a cup
nice,
or
Eddie.
2 and a quart.
Ooh, okay.
Is that like a gallon?
1 gallon down.
A gallon in a cup?